First things first, I appreciate your support. So this is a Ramtom's R144 that is making noise when spinning. So if you have a washing machine that is stable, well leveled, but it's producing a very loud noise. The drum is like cracking, banging noise. That is a worn out bearing. So a quick one on how to troubleshoot a machine that has worn out bearings. What you need to do is come, open the drum, come hold the drum from here, then pull it up. So you'll see you'll hear a play in there. This is the spider. So if you pull out the drum and you hear a play in there, that means the drum bearings are gone. But to rotate it, so that's the noise that is coming from the worn out bearings. So to be sure if it's bearings that are worn out and the seal is okay, you come open the back panel. So once you remove the back panel, this is where the big deal is. You see, that is a bearing in there and it's completely dismantled, completely broken. The bearings are gone. So machines, front load washing machines come with two bearings. We have the inner bearing and the outer bearing. Outer is the small one, inner one is the bigger one. So on this one here, to know if the seal is okay, you won't see any leakage. But because we have a leak here, water is coming past the seal to the first bearing, the second bearing. So this is a process. It was a process. It took time. So if you hear noise coming from your washing machine, which is strange, that is not normal, don't use the machine. Call in a technician to troubleshoot. What happened on this one, bearings were worn out and the machine kept working with an overload. Now, when it comes to us, when you open the drum, you'll find the spider is either broken or it's bent, meaning you'll have to get either a full drum or the spider, which is quite costly. So when you see this, you'll have to replace the seal as well. So Bosch, Siemens, some Beko washing machines and other brands, we don't advise you to replace bearings. So when you get an issue with the worn out bearings, you get another drum or get a new machine. It's easy to replace bearings on a machine that is crude. You see like this one here that has bolts, so it's easy to dissect the machine into two. But if your machine is completely sealed, we won't advise. It's not worth it because it's expensive and then the machine won't last after replacing the bearings. So to know if your machine bearings are replaceable, open the top panel and then check if it has bolts. If the drum has bolts, like on this one here, it's easy to replace the bearings. But if it's completely sealed, we advise you get a new drum or dispose the machine, because even if you go ahead to replace the bearings, it won't last. So on this one here, I'll take you through on how to replace the bearings. So what's going to happen is we're going to remove the front panel, the display board, everything, and then remove the drum from the casing. So once we remove the drum from the casing, this is how the drum will look like. Just drums here, different drums. This is an LG drum, this is a hot point drum. So what happens is, now we open these bolts here and then dissect, remove that, then return.